Judy. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm so well. So I love this movie. I related to so much of this movie. I think so many people are going to relate to so much of this movie. So before I get into it, tell everyone about Family Squares and a little about your character and what she's going through, or a little of what she's going through. Not all of it.
So this movie we're talking about is called Family Squares and releases, I believe, on February 25th. It is a mostly family comedy, but we do touch on, as you have to with any family story, there's some dramatic moments, there's secrets, there are revelations, and there's a lot of love, there's a lot of laughter. This movie we shot during the height of the pandemic, and we actually used it in our story. We were all experiencing the pandemic together, all of the characters in the movie. My character specifically was driving across the country in an RV with her son to try to make it to her hometown for the death of the family matriarch, her grandmother.
Yeah, that covers a lot of it.
That's it.
Yeah. So I loved watching also the end credits, all the footage of the coming together.
Oh my God.
Movie. It was so amazing. I loved watching that. So tell me a little about the making of the movie. I'm curious about all the behind the scenes details.
Oh my gosh. Well, it was difficult. None of us know anything about technology. It was really hard they dropped us off a big box of technology that when I looked at it, I burst into tears. And my character, as you know, I said, was in an RV. So they parked an RV in my driveway that my neighbors were like, "You guys going on a road trip?" I'm like, no, I'm making a movie. So they parked an RV in my driveway. A nice young gentleman who's probably, as we speak right now, in Harvard Law School. He had to defer for a year because of the pandemic. So he came in the morning and he would set up all of my cameras and my microphones for me. Wow. And I was a little spoiled brat. I got that. A lot of the actors in the movie didn't get that. I was lucky because I live in Los Angeles, so they had access to some people who could do that for me. So he would set things up in the morning. They sent me like 4 different shirts. We all did our own hair and makeup. I went in the RV in the morning and we would take a little lunch break, but we recorded all of our scenes together. Like anytime you see us together, we're together. Okay. We didn't record separately and piece it together. We were together on Zoom. And there was like little other cameras around, but so they were catching, different angles of things so she could cut it together. But for the most part, like what you see is like what we actually did. There is not a lot of movie magic in this one.
That's okay. Yeah. It worked for the movie.
Yeah, I know. Thankfully, we leaned into the concept. So that really helped a lot instead of trying to pretend that what was happening in the world wasn't happening. We were like, oh no, it's really happening, and it's happening for all of us.
Yeah. So did you know any of the cast before? Had you worked with any of them before?
Yeah. Casey Wilson and I are friendly. I mean, we have never worked with each other, I don't think, but we love each other. And then Scott MacArthur I'd worked with on Halloween Kills. Margo Martindale I had done a movie with not too long before as well called Uncle Frank. And Henry Winkler and I worked together on Arrested Development. Trying to think of everybody else. Zoe Chow and I had done a movie together called Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Yes. And June Squibb and I did a TV show together called I'm Sorry, that Andrea Savage wrote and produced and starred in. And then I'm trying to think, I mean, gosh, when you do this as long as I have, you've pretty much worked with everybody. I'm sure I'm forgetting other cross-pollination, but it's weird when you're an actor, you do movies with people that you never meet if you have no scenes with them. You know what I mean? Like I was in a movie with Meryl Streep and I never met her. Bummer, but that's okay. Man. It'll happen. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness, amazing. Because it does feel like a family. You do feel that familiarity. on screen, which I guess is hard to capture when you're all in your different homes.
Yeah, but there was something I think really important about making this when we did for all of us. And I'll speak for myself, but I also imagine the other actors felt the same, that we were also isolated as we were also isolated. So to have something to look forward to in the morning, to have a reason, even if just for a few days, to get up and do something fun and silly, and like be trusted with improv, be trusted with a story, be trusted with our instincts. Like it felt really good at the time.
And tell me about collaborating with Stephanie, your director and co-writer.
Oh, she's so fantastic. I mean, she had brought me this story. The script she had written was very different. She and I had met about it a few years earlier, and she was trying to get it made a different story, her story more about kind of going home to the town she grew up in. And anyway, when she got financing and we were getting ready to talk about shooting it for real, and then the pandemic hit, and like, to her credit, she just was like, we're making this movie. Like, I am making this movie. And she's so smart to do it, because in this industry, like, if you can get financing, like, you better make your movie, because otherwise it can get hard and actors become busy. And anyway, so she reimagined the story, she reimagined the script, and we shot it anyway with this kind of like new and improved story that we told, which was incredible. I'm so happy we did.
Yeah. So I'm curious, McLaren, who plays your son, is he related to Stephanie?
Yeah, it's her son.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So what was that like?
It was fun because she treated him so much differently than she treated the rest of us. But I only met him for one day, because we were never in the RV together at the same time because of COVID.
Wow.
So any shots you see of, like, if there's a camera on him in the RV and then a camera on me, like, I was shooting my stuff looking at him, but he was never there. And then they would shoot him talking to me or looking at me, and I was never there. But there's like a scene outside when we get to the hometown where he and I are together, and we shot that together. So that was the only time I got to meet him. It was for like an hour, and he's so amazing.
Oh, so did he have to come to your house to shoot in the RV?
No, they just drove the RV to wherever he was and put him in there. Yeah. That's kind of a dream.
Movie magic.
Yes, that way, yes.
Right. Oh my goodness. So tell me about some of your favorite moments from filming.
Oh, I just loved being on Zoom with all these crazy actors, which so many of them, like, I'd always wanted to work with still. So it was really fun to get out of the house, even though it was still just to my driveway. I really loved it. I just loved the big scenes with all of us. It was so funny. It was just so funny, like, listening to these geniuses, like, ad-libbing and improvising and stuff. We just had such a good time.
Oh, I love it. So you've had some amazing scene partners over the years. Oh my goodness. I know you love all of them, but there are certain people you'd love to work with again.
Well, I'd love to work with Jennifer Garner again. We would have so much fun. We're always kind of looking for something. I love Margo Martindale. She is hilarious. And I just learned that for a short period of time, she was a private detective, which I'll need to talk to her about. She's a wild, fun woman, and she's such an incredible actress. I've worked with so many people. Like, there's really no one that I wouldn't want to work with again.
Thank God.
I know. Right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You hear so many horror stories.
By the way, like, I probably wouldn't say if there was, but no, I've got really lucky with all my co-stars.
And so tell everyone about Wile, the company you co-founded.
Oh, I'd love to. Finally, someone asked me. Yes. So
yes.
So over the pandemic, my business partners and I created this company that makes supplements for women. We call it Grown Women, women over 40. They're plant-based, and they are hormone regulating supplements. We also have tinctures, and we have one chai that you can mix in with drinks. That's a powder. And they're all about maintaining your hormonal balance, because, maybe you don't, but when you get to a certain age,
do.
okay. your hormones start to go crazy, and no one was really talking to us about it. I was finding
Yeah.
as I started going to my different doctors that I see, like, asking them about, like, why do I have these crazy mood swings? How come I walk into a room and I can't remember why I'm in it? How come I'm so cranky? How come I'm not sleeping the way I used to? Like, what is
Yes.
changing? And I felt like nobody was addressing these problems for me, not really my
Mm.
doctors, and not like the shelves at Target and Whole Foods and CVS and Walgreens, like I was
Yeah.
looking for something. And so what do? If you can't find what you want? You make it. So I teamed up with this really great group of entrepreneurs, and we have one man on our team, but the rest are women in their 40s. And we have an incredible herbalist, and she's been making these types of supplements for women for over 30 years. And we came up with these really great supplements, and I've been taking them. The product is launching now, but I've been taking them for over a year to make sure I love them, and make sure they were working, and they are, and they're great. We have 3 tinctures. We have unanger, unworry, and burnout relief. And I usually
Mm.
have burnout relief in my purse at all times. I just drop it under
Yes.
my tongue, and it's like, okay. And then I really love also, we have the chai powder I was telling you about called Drinking Your Feelings, which I swear the other day I was starting to argue with my husband, and I put it in my tea and I drank my tea. And then I felt like immediately like, you know what, honey, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'll do it. And I felt
Wow.
truly relaxed. And I was like, oh my God, it's working. Um, but like our my favorite product is it's in a yellow bottle, and it's called just hormonal wellness, and that's our like main the 40 plus hormonal support is my favorite one, and that's the one I take every single day. Anyway, I'm so glad you asked, and now I feel like I'm doing a
Yes.
commercial, so I'll shut up. But
No,
if you go
no,
to
no.
wilewomen.com, really I just wanted to start the conversation, and I wanted to get some products
Yeah.
out into the world that I wanted to take, and I wanted to be able to give to my friends to take, because I think all of us are just feeling like we're kind of headed into a new version of our bodies and ourselves, and
Yeah.
no one was addressing it. So
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. And especially now, oh my goodness.
I know we're just like inundated with things and self-help, and like,
Yeah.
there's there's a lot of like habits to get into, but I didn't feel like I was having my specific problems being addressed.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Thanks for asking about it. I'm really excited about it. I know. I was like, I'm now a businesswoman. Who knew that would happen?
No, but the fact that you're taking it yourself, that you're speaking knowledgeably about it
Oh,
yourself, that's a testament to it.
yeah, well, I was not going to represent, I didn't want to be a part of a brand that I wouldn't myself take and that I didn't feel like worked, because a lot of
Yeah.
stuff I'm very interested in this world. And so I've pretty much bought everything and taken everything. And this is something that like I really believed in. And so I was a part of the process early on, like with flavoring and, making sure like for the tinctures and the Drinking Your Feelings powder, like I wanted everything to taste really good, because I know me, I'm not going to eat it or take it if it's
Yeah.
like gross.
Gross.
And ours
Yeah.
is yummy.
And I love the name. It's so
Wild women, I
appropriate.
know. That's right.
I love it. Well, thank you so, so much, Judy. Thank you for your art. Thank you
Yeah,
for this. I really
thank
appreciate it. Have a
you.
lovely day. I hope people say I
Yeah,
look like you.
I hope so too. I'm like, wow, now I feel bad, but I felt like I was like, oh my God, we could be related.
I'd love that. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Take
Have a great
care.
day.
You too. Bye bye.